Hi guys, Luton here, and today I want to talk about Chainlink. Now, Chainlink is one of my favourite game modes. I think it's absolutely awesome. It draws on a lot of strengths from different aspects of Battlefield, but for some reason it's still restricted to only 4 maps when we obviously have a lot of maps. It's also restricted to a DLC map selection when I think many people would love to experience this on the vanilla maps. Now, often you see me talking about how adding new things to the game, be it more weapons and extra maps and stuff, is a little frustrating at times, because often I feel that the core game could be refined and made better, and thereby extending its longevity, making it more enjoyable for everybody, and just getting better gameplay out of the whole thing. Westy made a good video the other day where he's talking about challenging yourself and just finding new ways to engage and play the game. This is a really good thing to do. This is something that I've said in the past as well. It's not just about the game presenting things for yourself, it's about you finding new ways to sort of improve, extend and enjoy the game. And that doesn't necessarily mean dicking around, it means just maybe, going outside your comfort zone. If you use only a couple of selections of weapon, try something else and then push it in that direction, so it enables you to handle a lot more different situations and, just know how to handle things a bit more on the fly. But Chainlink is a game mode that I think really should be extended, at least to the vanilla maps. It's not even a massively complicated game mode. It's essentially conquest, or domination, but with faster capping flags, and of course the fact that you have to link them together, which is a slight factor. The fantastic thing about Chainlink is it's so tactical. It's fast as well, which is really enjoyable, and it's mainly infantry focused, which is also quite a good thing. I would love to see it in these other maps because, just finding new ways to explore those maps is going to extend their longevity. And I could really see this working well on some of those vanilla maps. You think about Paracel Storm, for example. You have the main island with the buildings there, you have the radar tower, and then it runs down the peninsula to one of the other islands. You could easily have a chain link running down through there. Think about Zavod. Zavod would work very well. You could have it sort of, again, running down through, or maybe just satelliting around those main buildings and having to break that apart, not in the, but a little further. Imagine it more as an extension of domination. So it's like domination but with extra bases, plus the fact, of course, that you have to worry about building those chains, and then the speed once you've got those chains linked, or you break those chains, you gather more points. It has a very different, more fluid speed and play than domination or conquest, for that matter. So this is, just my point. We have the night maps coming, and there's other things happening. We saw, for example, in Hardline that they're throwing some more weapons out recently, but it's just like, you have these game modes that exist already, and it seems a shame to waste them. Chainlink is such a good game mode, and everybody that I know says it's really, really enjoyable. Some of the best games in Battlefield 4 that we have been on Chainlink, where you're really battling for that line. And there's another fantastic thing as well, which is that you can really make a difference whether you're 2 or 3 or 4 players. Very often I've hopped into a Chainlink game with maybe 1 or 2 people, and we have managed to, if not turn it around, at least break and put some pressure back on the enemy by just getting behind, flanking, breaking those lines. In domination and conquest, that often doesn't make a lot of difference, because if your team don't come up to support you in those situations, then you've kind of lost the point, and they'll defend it and they'll push you back. But in Chainlink, by getting behind and breaking that line, because they cap so quickly, you can often cap one base, push back in, break another, and then they have to come back, they have to deal with you, they have to worry about those other bases. You can move a lot quicker, you can create more problems, and they have to deal with it. It's not like conquest, they can just send a couple people back, they got plenty of time, they don't need to worry about it. Because of the way it works, they've really got to address that issue, and then hopefully your team will utilize that situation to push forward and break their line. So this is like a kind of request, but also just a note to everybody to say, Chainlink really deserves to be on these other maps. We're bringing in the night maps, and they look cool. I'm not, I'm sort of holding my judgment yet. I still feel 50-50 on those, because I really, really want to see how they actually play out in public games. Obviously, we do have the CTE for these. I have to say, when I tried the night maps myself in CTE, I wasn't blown away. I wasn't gushing like some people have been about these night maps. To me, they very much felt like the maps, but just at night. That might sound a really simplistic and stupid analogy, but it's like I didn't really feel like I was playing a totally new experience. It did just feel like the map, but at night, in a kind of straightforward manner. So I want to see in a public situation how those play out. Maybe they're going to be awesome and totally new, and like, wow, okay, I'm getting experiences I never had before. overall, I'm not sure that's going to be the case. But with Chainlink, you would be getting a new experience on those maps because, as I say, it will force you to deal with situations differently. You'll be addressing capture points differently on those maps. You'll be perhaps taking flanking routes that you haven't taken before, dependent on where they were. That would be something I really, really would like to see. And if we have had the time to do these night maps in terms of, adjusting the lighting there, taking all those things into consideration, bringing it in, I would like to think that throwing a few flags down and just enabling that sort of Chainlink aspect wouldn't be too much of a stretch to be able to do. I would really, really love to see it. I think that even with the fact that we have Star Wars coming up, I still think it's be worthwhile to bring that in, because for me personally, it's something that I would love to play. There's always some good Chainlink servers up and running. I can usually find a game most of the time, and it's something that I think, again, for people that don't have the premium expansion, putting it into the vanilla maps would be really, really beneficial for those guys, because I think it's just such an enjoyable game mode, and I'd love to see it sort of expanded upon and let more people have an opportunity to experience it. So thanks for watching today, guys. Drop your thoughts about Chainlink, how you have found it generally. Would you like to see it on the vanilla maps? If you would, which map specifically do you think it would work best on? Tell me down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you very soon for some more Battlefield 4.